Hey, John here. I'm going to do what I'm carrying on my Appalachian Trail through hike in early March this year, 2020. I'm just going to speed through this video, and I think I'm going to make a couple other sort of gear reviews in my theory on layering. Might be helpful to somebody. But anyway, on my feet are going to be Ultra Lone Peak 4 for my shoes. To go along with that are just a pair of Ultra gaiters to keep the rocks and debris out of my shoes as I'm hiking. Then I will have a pair of darn tough wool socks. They're like a medium ankle, medium pad socks, which work great with these shoes. On my head, I will have an Under Armour fleece beanie hat, keep my head warm. Underwear, ex officio underwear. Then for hiking in mostly during the cold months anyway, I'm going to be wearing a pair of smart wool leggings. I'm just going to wear this for freedom of movement. If it gets really cold, I'll layer up my rain pants over the top of these. But I think these should keep me nice and warm. And then I will be wearing a smart wool 150 weight t-shirt. I'll be wearing this until probably mid-spring, early summer, and then I'll swap out to a different type of shirt. And then I will be wearing the much hyped Melanzana microgrid fleece with a hoodie. It's the only hoodie that I have for all of my gear. My puffy does not have a hood on it. So speaking of the puffy, this is a Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer jacket. It's got no hood, so that should keep me warm. And then for the rest of my clothing, one thing I'll be using to sleep in it's probably the heaviest thing in my pack too, is a pair of smart wool 250 weight long johns for sleeping in during the colder months. I'll send these back after about 6 weeks. And also a long sleeve smart wool 250 weight merino wool shirt as well. So I'll be sleeping in that. And if it gets super cold, like snowing, 20 degrees literally, I'll throw these in my layers and hike in them too. So there's no way I'm going to get cold for this hike. Okay, so for the rest of the hiking actually is a pair of cool shorts. They're super lightweight. They've got an elastic waistband. There's a drawstring. There's zipper pockets. Lots of flexibility here. And then when I get rid of that 150 weight merino wool t-shirt, then I'll use this ex officio a give and go. It's super stretchy, super lightweight for the rest of the summer months. And then for my feet, during the whole entire hike, I'll still be using darn tough socks. Can't say enough good things about them. And then if I haven't had any challenge with blisters with these socks and the Ultras, and if I do have some problems with blisters, I'm going to wear a pair of Injinji sock liners. I don't anticipate having any problems though, and if not, these will be in a hiking box somewhere. And then another pair of ex officio underwear. And then I just have a merino wool buff, which I'll use for my neck or my ears, or a camp towel, or drying off my tent, or washing out my dish, or so a lot of stuff. Cold months, I have a pair of sealskin waterproof knit gloves. Should come in handy. These may end up in a biker box somewhere as well. For rain gear, I have the Helium 2 rain pants, super lightweight. I have the Helium 2 rain jacket also. It's got a hood, super lightweight, super waterproof. Then for my camp shoes, I just have a pair of Crocs. So those are nice and lightweight as well, and I'll be able to take my shoes and socks off, walk around camp, go to the bathroom, get water, stuff like that. So then for my big three, I have a Z-Packs Arc Blast sleeping bag, Arc Blast backpack. It weighs just a little bit more than a pound. I also have a Z-Packs Dyneema fabric waterproof pack liner. Even though this bag is completely waterproof, this liner is completely waterproof, so it's sort of redundant. I don't want wet things at all. The pack has got 2 side pouches. I also have a water bottle carrier that goes on the strap. That's going to be coming in the mail soon. And then I also, these backpacks have like a flap and a slot for carrying water inside the pack with the hose sticking out. So I took some Dyneema tape and taped this off, and then I put a Dyneema patch on the inside of the pack too, so this pack is not going to leak any water whatsoever. So pretty confident with that. And then of course I have a Z-seat, a sit pad, just to sit on, throw it on a log or whatever, take a break. The other part of the big three is I have a Z-Packs duplex tent. I've set this up, super easy to set up, extremely light, a little bit more than a pound. If it gets wet, you just shake it off, shove it in your pack. It's not like nylon that's going to hold on to the water, so this will be super lightweight as well. I've got a Z-Packs bear bag, probably everybody's carrying this. Bear bag for the food, rucksack with a line inside here so I can hang my food. Speaking of food, the cook system, which is not much of a cook system, it's just a 650 milliliter Toaks titanium pot with a handle and a lid, and then inside is a pocket rocket, pretty standard stuff, and some gas for the pocket rocket. They all sort of fit together. Also, I have a and then for my sleeping bag, I actually bought a sleeping bag from Z-Packs, and I had it for a few months and then finally got into it. It was just a regular width sleeping bag. Tried it out on my bed and discovered I have pretty broad shoulders, and I discovered I couldn't even move in the thing. I couldn't even bring my hands up like this, and I tend to sleep on my side and toss and turn, so sent that back to Z-Packs. Fortunately, they took it back after a couple months, although they didn't want to at first, but I was super nice to them, and then they were nice to me back. So what I have on the way is an Enlightened Equipment Enigma quilt. So I'll have the opportunity to toss and turn a little bit. Won't be so claustrophobic. It's long, it's extra wide. It's got 950 filled, 950 down filled, and then it's a 20-degree bag. Got that on sale during Black Friday. Woohoo! Also with this little cook system, I just got a titanium spoon with the polished bowl, so it's got a little bit better mouthfeel. That's what that looks like. And then also I'm going to use it in combination with that quilt, and to keep things a little bit cleaner, possibly a little bit warmer in the colder months, is a Sea to Summit silk and cotton liner, bag liner. And it's long, so I'll use that for a little extra warmth. Actually, I'll probably wind up using this in the summer too when it gets really hot and you've got to be in your tent and you're just roasting. So this will be nice for that. Might probably never send the sleeping bag back, but anyway. And then this is just a little super lightweight blow-up pillow for a little bit of comfort. I also got a little insect hood for my head when the mosquitoes and the gnats get super bad. This weighs nothing. It might come in handy. Might wind up in a biker box. I'm not sure. So then for my water filtration, I have, oh, I'm sorry, the sleep pad is a Thermarest Neo Air X Lite, pretty standard stuff. Everybody's got this. Got an R value of 3, keeps you completely off the ground. It's pretty tough. And that 3R, it's actually 2.5 R for the warmth rating. And then this will work pretty well with that quilt because the quilt's open on the bottom. This is going to keep the cold off the ground. They're going to work together pretty well. For water filtration, I've got a 2-liter knock bag. You just take this clip off sideways and scoop the water out. It fills up really fast. It's nice and flexible and soft, and it'll be easy to squeeze so that I can use it with the full-size Sawyer squeeze, which I'll clean it out, I'm sure, plenty of times, and I'll probably have to replace it at some point on the trail, probably at least once. And I have like an extra washer and an extra cap and stuff like that. So, and then for of course I'll be taking my phone, and then for charger I just got an Anchor 1000 milliamp charger. I think it's all I need. I don't really not willing to carry the 2000 because it's twice as big and twice as heavy, and this is already heavy as it is. And then I got an Anchor Q3 charger, so it's got a regular USB port, and then it's got a quick charge port, so it'll charge this 1000 amp in 3.5 hours. So I get into town, I do a resupply. Instead of waiting for like 9 hours, it'll charge in 3. And then the cords to go along with it, and just a little carrying case. And for my poles, I just have a pair of Black Diamond sort of shock poles. They're aluminum. I've seen too many carbon fiber poles snap, so I think I'll be pretty happy with these. And just for a ditty bag, everybody's got the standard stuff. So there'll be toothpaste and a toothbrush, and I'm just gonna bring some toothpicks and some Dyneema fabric patch. I've got some KT tape for either blisters or supporting my knee or whatever. Maybe somebody else will need 1 or 2 of these. I've got a couple little extra batteries for my headlamp, which I don't see my headlamp anywhere. I wonder what that is, but it's just a Pennzoil small headlamp that I got from Z-Packs. I don't know where that is. Anyway, a little bit of Dyneema seam tape in case I need that for patches. Some 600 milligram ibuprofen, especially in the beginning for sore muscles, till I get my trail legs. Like a little tick remover. You just like sort of scoop the tick in there and twirl and pull, and then the tick comes off. That's the thing that worries me the most. And there's a little bit of Compeed and some more ibuprofen in here as well. Some earplugs. I snore. I know there's going to be other snorers. I'll be honest with you. I'll use one earplug at a time. I heard this guy tell a story that he wore earplugs. He went to sleep. He woke up and everything was spinning. And I think with these spongy earplugs, if you put 2 of them in, you might lose your equilibrium, and then you wind up, things might be spinning. So I'll use one at a time, and I'll just put it on my outside ear, depending on what side I'm sleeping on. So that's a little bit of trivia for you. I'll have some wet ones or something for hygiene, maybe for my armpits, definitely my butt crack every once in a while, so that doesn't get all, whatever. Don't want to go into that. And then I also got a little bit of shock cord for whatever. I got some super small diameter, super high strength regular cord for maybe hanging some clothes up here and there. I got the smallest knife known to man. It's just like a little Swiss Army knife. It's got a knife, some tweezers, a pair of scissors, a toothpick, and that's it. I mean, that's all I'm going to need for the whole trip. No Bowie knife or anything like that. I got this little Z-Packs wallet for my cash and a card. It's waterproof, it's small, it's lightweight. I'll be able to shove it in my pocket. Things won't get wet. It's kind of an important little piece of thing to have. And then one of my luxury items is actually it's a little jar of peppermint oil for when I have to sleep in shelters. I heard it disorients the mice and sort of keeps the mice away from you. So maybe like 4 drops around the sleeping pad or whatever, and also for not so much my tent, because this Z-Packs tent really doesn't need a ground cover sheet, but this is a ground cover sheet for my tent. If I am camping in some really rougher terrain, or if I can't clear everything out before I set the tent up, I'll use this ground sheet. But I've got this ground sheet for sleeping in shelters on the wood. I mean, for screws that are popping up, or nails that are popping up, or slivers that are sticking out of the wood, so it won't puncture my my mat. So I'll just use these together. I think this will come in really handy. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna review my clothing layering system in another video, because when I was trying to figure out what to wear on the trail, I wasn't really sure what a base layer was. I didn't know what a mid-weight layer was, and I didn't know how necessarily the ins and outs of layering, but I think I've got it all figured out. It makes a lot of sense, and so that'll be the video probably after this. This is literally what all that gear packs down to. This towel represents the quilt that I don't have right now. Actually, if you put it in a stuff sack and weigh this towel, it actually weighs more than my quilt is going to weigh. That's my tent, the Crocs, the sit pad. These are all my clothing. The rain gear packed down into its own pocket, both the pants and the jacket. The puffy packed into its own pocket. Here's the little tiny cook system. This is the sleep pad. These are all the miscellaneous items. The charger and all that other stuff that I talked to goes in this. And I actually got extra dry bags. So I have 3 layers of protection from the rain with no pack cover. So, my sleeping bag's in a dry bag. All my clothes are in a dry bag. All my miscellaneous stuff is in a dry bag. My new Enigma quilt from Enlightened Equipment will be in a dry bag as well, which goes in my pack liner dry bag, which goes into my Z-Packs 100% waterproof backpack. So I promise I will have no water whatsoever in my pack. With no pack cover, I'm not worried about the rain at all. I'll show you how it looks in my pack, and then I'll give it away and share that with you as well as far as my base weight goes. This is what my pack looks like with everything in it that I just showed you on the bed, everything that I reviewed. I've just got my Crocs shoved down the outside of the bag. I'll find some way to time to the outside of the bag so I can free up this this piece of nylon for water or garbage or toilet paper, stuff like that. So then my base weight is, here's my luggage scale, so I'll turn that on. Hello. So my base weight is 14.4 pounds. And that's with I did also throw the fuel canister in there in the cook pot. I forgot to take that out. So that's 14.4 minus whatever that fuel weighed. So that's it. I'll see you later.